This is, by the way, the plot to our new movie, The Old Guard 2. Watch it on Netflix to see how it ends.
There was no need to end it that way. That was like a lame finish. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Everything Interesting with Chase. Now, I'm a bit excited today. Well, I'm always excited. But I'm a bit excited. I'm a bit more excited. You get what I mean? Today is our very first movie review episode. Yes. Oh me, I've always loved movies. I've watched a lot of movies. Now, I said we're going to review 3 movies. Okay, 2 movies and a series. The 2 movies are Straw and The Old Guard 2, part 2, because part 1 was dope. I don't know what they did in part 2, but I'm going to keep my intentions to myself for now. And the series is supposed to be Adolescence. Now, I checked out the Adolescence. They have 3 episodes out. I didn't feel like it was right for me to include it here. If not, it's just going to be rushed. So I decided to bring that up on the next movie review. Take out my time to review it. I already have the movie on my phone, so I'm going to watch it over and over so I don't come and give you guys a crap review. Now, let's talk about The Old Guard. Popular criticism about The Old Guard is most people complaining that you allowed us wait for 5 years only to give us a part 2 and ask us to wait for another 5 years, supposedly. Because it took 5 years to drop part 2 and now we are still going to have to wait for part 3. I personally do not know why you guys had to do that, but let's get into it. So before we get into it fully, I'd like to put it out there that there are 2 additional new characters for The Old Guard 2. There is Discord, played by Uma Thurman. She's kind of a legend in the movie industry. Go check her out. And there's also Tua, played by Henry Golding. Now, this review is not basically to just criticize, it's also to applaud. Now, I'm going to applaud the fact that they came with new interesting things like bringing Queen back, because they gave us an insight in part 1 before it ended that they were going to bring Queen back, and we were all expecting what's going to happen, how is Queen going to react to Andy and all. They gave us that reaction, we saw it. The fight scenes were really good. Choice of sounds, I like the choice of sound as well. The clarity, which movie is not going to have a very clear visual in 2025? What am I saying? But then I still have to put that there because I'm in love with clear videos. Now, the fight scene between Andy and Discord, I'm going to make this brief, but I'm also going to try my best to relate everything I'm thinking, because I've been a bit pissed or annoyed. I think annoyed is the word. I'm not pissed at the movie. It's a good movie. I'm just going to criticize that fight scene and how they ended part 2. Tell me why it was so hard for Andy to lay at least 1 punch. They made it almost impossible for Andy to lay at least 1 punch on Discord. Yes, she's the first immortal, but at that time, she wasn't an immortal anymore. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't see a part in that movie where they mentioned how she lost her immortality. And if you think you did, come in the comments and tell me. We learn every day, but I'm telling you, I did not see a part where they explained how she lost her immortality. If you put it out there that now Freeman, the last immortal, has the power to take anybody's immortality, she basically just needs to get you injured in a fight and then your immortality is gone. They made it that easy. And that was how Andy lost hers. We got to find that out in part 2. And then here comes Brooker, feeling bad about what happened in part 1, what he did, setting Andy up, and he finds out that you can actually give your immortality willingly. And Brooker, being a person that has never wanted to be immortal anymore, since basically everybody he knew lived and died, including his own son. I understand his part. They made his sacrifice look so heroic, which it actually was, because I felt really bad, because I was beginning to like Brooker. I saw how remorseful he felt about what he did to Andy in part 1. But that was it for Brooker. I think he had a good finish in the movie, an emotional one at that. Now let's get back to the fight scene between Andy and Discord. Tell me how it was so hard for an immortal Andy, not just any immortal in that movie, Andy, who is supposed to be the leader of the immortal gang or whatever, the old guard, their leader, the strongest, the oldest before Discord, before they introduced Discord actually. Tell me how it was so hard for her to lay at least a punch. Okay, now she's already immortal. She's back to being immortal because Brooker gave her his immortality, right? And now there is a Discord that isn't immortal, a mere mortal. And it was so hard for Andy to at least. I'm never going to understand it. I'm never going to understand that scene unless someone proves me wrong. Like, however you want to do it, just do something. Let me know how that was possible. If you haven't seen it, go check out that scene. A part of it will be playing while this video goes on, but I want you to go check it with the whole soundtrack and everything. Go and check it. That was absurd. And now another thing I'm going to criticize about the old guard is the ending. That was like a lame finish. For real. To tell me that Andy was part of the producers. Oh my god, like, you guys really did it for me there. Like, there was no need to end it that way. You basically just told us they were captured in part 1 and they got recaptured in part 2 again. We should wait and see how they get freed. Okay, now part 1 made sense. You freed them, you killed everybody. I feel like okay, now part 1 made sense. You freed them, killed everybody. I feel like, sorry about that. I had to go and get my steez back. I had to get my cool. I was losing it a bit there, but we're good now. We're good. The old guard. You're still a good movie. You didn't just need to end it that way. Now let's talk about Queen's reaction to her best friend or her ride or die, Andy, leaving her for close to or more than 500 years. I've seen comments. I'm feeling really bad I didn't screenshot those comments, but I've seen comments that people were saying her reaction was too much, she was doing too much, she didn't need to get angry. Tell me, if you were the one, you had this ride or die, you like almost every time, all the years you were drowning and dying and coming back to life, you were thinking about the worst thing your ride or die or your best friend would be going through, only to come out and find out that okay, she has been there saving the humans. The same people that captured you. I know how petty I am. Thank God they didn't cast me for that set, but I know how petty I am. I'd have taken it personal, yes, because if I was drowning for 500 years, find me for 499 now. Ride or die. But you ride, leave me, make I die. Hey. All I'm trying to say is Queen's reaction is justified for me. For me it was justified. She needed to be angry. She didn't do too much. Yeah. But why didn't Discord tell her that if she got in a fight with now Freeman and she got injured, she was going to lose her immortality? That's just crazy. Why did she? Well, Discord is considered the villain, so they don't really need a reason to do the things they do. That's okay. We've talked about the fight scene with Andy and Discord. We've talked about how they ended it. They didn't need to keep us for 5 years, and now we're going to expect another part in 5 years because they confirmed it. The actors did on Netflix interview. Go check it out. You'll see their interview there. They said there's going to be another one, but they need to rest for this one. So now that they are rest now, as per immortals they've been now, they got rest for like another 5 years. You should understand that not all of us are immortals. Some people might die for the next 5 years. Release part 3. Please release part 3 and let's get on with our lives and know that we're done with the old guard, so you don't come and somewhat disappoint us anymore. Now part 2 is not as bad. Don't take everything I said to be fact. Go watch it, come back to this review and tell me what you think. My name is Chase and this is Everything Interesting with Chase, our movie review. See you next week. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't forget. Yeah, Straw, we're going to talk about Straw on the next movie review, same as Adolescence, because this video is already too long as it is and I felt like it's going to only be fair if Straw was given its own episode. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everyone that has been pulling through. Thank you for those that commented and suggested movies. I am definitely going to do your movie. Thank you for watching. Do well to like, subscribe, follow, repost and do what you do.